So I did a whole video about how healing works, and I'll put a link to that video in the description. But today, we're gonna talk about which characters can actually heal you. Hey everybody, welcome back to MPQ Mastery, where we teach you to destroy more gems. I'm your host Eloy, and I'm excited to be here with this video that it took me a little bit of digging, and I was trying to do some research, and I think I came up with some pretty interesting information here. The biggest thing is that out of over 195 characters, only 12 characters can heal. And I know what you're saying, no, a whole lot of the characters actually heal. But that's actually only partially true. Most of the characters you're thinking of have the ability to heal themselves. But how many characters are able to heal others? Because that's actually where a lot of the strategy can come into play. And by my count, there's only 12. If there are more that I don't include in this video, be sure to put those down in the comments. Maybe I missed one, I might have skipped one. So what I'm gonna do in this video is obviously go through each of the 12 characters, tell you some pros and cons to each one, and obviously, the 5-star characters will be more powerful than the 2-star characters. You would never think that that's something that somebody would need to tell somebody in this game. However, whenever I suggest a character or I talk about how they're cool, somebody always comes in and says, well, you should just use this other character that's way more powerful. Yeah, you know. All of them have merit and value in what they do. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you always know when MPQ Mastery puts out a new video. And the interesting thing about healing in games, be it role-playing games, card games, board games, these video games, literally there is the mindset in a lot of game designers that healing doesn't necessarily help you win, it just prolongs the battle, which actually makes it kind of make sense that only 12 characters are able to heal, because if everybody had a healing power, it would just make the battles last much longer. And you want the ability to kind of bounce back and get your second wind, but you don't want somebody who like their whole thing is just healing and that's all they do. But let's get started. We're gonna go star level by star level. Okay, funny, we're starting with 2-star characters because nobody in 1-star land actually can heal. So we're gonna start off with 2 stars, and there's only one character in the 2-star characters who can heal, and that is the 2-star Black Widow. Her blue power costs 9 AP, and what it does is it ups the countdown for any enemy countdown tiles, but if there aren't any, it can heal up to 795 to the team at level 5. It's not a bad power for just a 2-star character, and I said this in my 2-star ranking video that this version of Black Widow is probably one of the best support characters that you get early on. Obviously, they do get better later on. Jumping into 3-star land now. The first character is Beast. He has a yellow power, costs him 11 AP. It heals allies for 2,696 at level 5. Obviously a huge jump from 795 to almost 3,000. And if there's a blue special tile, meaning it doesn't even have to just only be his, it could be anybody's blue special tile. It creates some protect tiles. So it heals for a huge amount and also creates protect tiles. The thing you're gonna see about a lot of these powers, however, you see here with the cost of 11 AP, you're gonna see that most of these healing abilities are either kind of passive in nature or they're a little bit on the expensive side. With that in mind, let's jump to Doctor Strange, 3-star Doctor Strange, whose passive yellow ability is anytime your opponent uses a power, he hits them for some damage and heals the team for 403 health. It's not a lot, but it's passive, and it happens constantly if you're up against minion type characters. And the 3-star Kamala is kind of the opposite of Doctor Strange. Every time an ally uses a power, she's gonna heal the team. She can heal for 975, and I'm guessing that the reasoning for it being double what Doctor Strange's is that it is contingent on you getting off powers. It also doesn't activate with other passive powers. So Doctor Strange's is very kind of oriented on the bad guys, whereas hers is oriented on you and you have a little bit more control over it. So yeah, double. Going into the 4 stars. Now this is pretty cool. There are 5 4-star characters who can heal others. The first one is the Infinity War Black Widow. And this one is huge. For 10 yellow, She's going to reduce the cost of all her targets. She only gets to pick one. Her targets' powers by 3 and heals them for over 7,000 HP. Like, come on, guys. That is huge. This version of Black Widow is almost kind of like the boosted version of the 2-star. She is kind of stealthy, she can do little things, but really she's there to support the team. She can heal, she can go invisible, and she can kind of affect other people's powers, and she's pretty cool at it. The next one is Lockjaw, and it's interesting because he doesn't necessarily heal all the time, but his blue power, which costs him 9 AP, can summon Kamala Khan, who will heal the team for 2,555 at level 5. All of these examples are at level 5, just so you can see the extent that they can actually go. And that's cool, but it's only available if yellow is the most prominent color on the board. So I actually like the fact that Lockjaw's ability is flexible, but it does make him a little bit less guaranteed a healer. The next one is one of my very favorite characters, and I talk about her all the time, Medusa. And hers is a passive yellow ability, which is anytime you heal a friendly protect, attack, or strike tile, you heal your team for 1,466 health. And that might not sound like it's as much as some of the others, but oh my gosh, does it come up all the frickin' time. And the sample team that we have, and I'll put a link to that as well, but literally, she's on there, and you just team her with other characters who are doing it, and you're healing all the time, and you're gonna be straight, you're gonna be good. The next one is Mr. Fantastic. And they did do a revamp of Mr. Fantastic, I talked about it, and even though I was kinda down on him at the time, I have actually become accustomed to using him more and more. But his yellow power is passive, and what it does is every time you match an enemy tile of any kind, he heals the most damaged ally for 725 health. And that's pretty cool. It actually helps keep that character who keeps taking all the hits, it can help them keep taking those hits for a little bit longer. And obviously the side effect of that power is every time you match 4 enemy tiles, it launches a free power. It's a really cool power now that I've been using it more and more. I dig it a lot. And the last character in the 4-star tier is Spider-Gwen, and she's got a cool power. Anytime a web tile is matched, she heals the team for 1,491 damage. Now that is ridiculous, honestly, because 2 of her powers throw tiles on, and now if you were to match her with either the Infinity War Spider-Man or the new Spider-Man 2099, there's just gonna be web tiles all over the place. You will never run out of health. Now we're into the 5-star healers, and there are 3 of them. The first one is Rescue, obviously Rescue, because that's where her power mostly centralizes. And even though I said you don't want a character who can only heal, guess what? She doesn't only heal, she can hit really hard as well. But she is about protection and healing, and her yellow power, which is passive, says that if there are 2 or more protect tiles on the board, she's gonna heal the team for 416 health. Now that is ridiculous, because you just have to have the tiles on the board. Oh my gosh, that's just gonna be happening all the time, especially since obviously her power creates projectiles. But also, so many other characters create projectiles. And it's a great passive power to combine with some of her other more active powers. The next one is the 5-star Dr. Doom, and it costs 10 yellow AP to activate his healing power. And what does he do? He heals his team for 4,734 health and shuffles the board. And what I've learned when you're using his ability as well is always when it shuffles, it always makes some sort of match. I've never had it yet where I use this power and it doesn't make a match. So using this power is healing, and maybe 95% of the time it's gonna also make some matches and deal some damage. Now I kept this last one because it is healing and it's kind of not healing, but it's the 5-star Infinity War Captain America. And he doesn't necessarily heal anybody, but he has a power called On Your Feet, Soldier, and it costs 15 yellow AP. I'm sure you're noticing the pattern that almost all of the powers are yellow, some of them being blue. And what it does is it brings back an ally that has been downed at 60% of their health. So I call it healing, but it does require that they have to be downed first. But oh my gosh, that is such a cool power to add to the game. And, you know, maybe we'll get some characters that maybe have even more of that, or maybe it'll just stick with him. But yeah, those are the 12 characters that can heal others in Marvel Puzzle Quest, and I was super excited. I was like, whoa, that's such a cool thing to kind of do. And I was thinking I would just do a list of all the characters who healed, but so many characters self-heal that the list would be ridiculous. But when I found that only 12 of them could heal other characters, I think this is something that you really need to take into consideration when you're planning your combos and your teams, and see if you can use their specific styles of healing to help your game. Hopefully you did enjoy that video. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you always know when MPQ Mastery releases a new video. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at MPQ Mastery. And until next time, thanks for coming to MPQ Mastery. Go destroy some gems.